Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Allison. If not, thank you for tuning in as always. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 5, actually 6 fragrances for the summer. And I'm not like a collector or anything. This is just my own very small personal collection. And I just picked a few out to show you guys that I love to wear for the summer. So yeah, let's get into it. And I have these organized from like the least expensive one to the most expensive one. No like particular reason really, other than the fact that I just like for things to follow like some sort of order. I was going to do it like from like my least favorite one to my most favorite one, but then I couldn't decide between a few of these, so this one was like the second option. It was just much easier for me to do it that way. And I do want to preface this by saying, like, even though this is a fragrance video, you absolutely do not need really expensive perfume to smell good. It's a nice to have. It's not something that you really need to have. And I think that smelling good really is more about like the foundation, and it's really mostly like just the basics, like your shower routine, deodorant, and like maybe even your body lotion and stuff. And then perfume is just like an extra step on top of that. And then also I feel like I've gotten to a place with my perfumes where a lot of the perfumes now are perfumes that I'm really in love with, just because I'm getting to a point in my life where everything that I want to have in my closet, and even for like my makeup and my fragrances as well, I want it to be things that like absolutely spark joy, like that organization lady says. So if it's not something I'm like truly in love with, then it has to go. I have a few perfumes that I'm not so in love with anymore in my collection, and I'm going to be giving those away because I'm always giving away perfumes just because I don't want to end up like hoarding if I'm not going to use it. So yeah. Anyways, right into this video. The first fragrance I'm going to be sharing with you guys is this lady right here. So this is Good Girl by Herrera. And I really like this bottle actually. I remember the first time that I saw it, I was just so fascinated. And I had no idea where the like the little spray thing was. And I was like too scared to go figure it out in store because I'm like, what if I break the bottle? This is one of those perfumes, honestly, that you hear a lot of people talk about. And before then, I kind of felt like I never really got the hype. And I didn't really bother too much to go and like try it on myself. And just so happened that like a lot of the times that I was looking for a new perfume, I kind of like already had another perfume in mind that wasn't her. But finally, I got the chance to try it like a few months ago, and I sprayed it on my skin and immediately fell in love. I do have to say, the sillage on this perfume, and you see from like the perfumes that I have in this video, the sillage on this is like magnificent. I feel like this does better than a lot of like my other expensive perfume bottles. Like, I wear this, and even when I go to like the store, I can smell it on myself, and I know that other people can smell it off of me because I usually get like compliments, and I've gotten a couple of people like ask me whenever I do wear this perfume what it was I was wearing. So this projects really, really well, and I got the mid-size bottle for this. I think there's actually like 2 sizes bigger than this one. This is the 1.7 ounce, and you guys, I felt like I had used a lot of this, and I just now realized like I've barely made a dent in this because it's so strong. I don't think you need anything more than like 2 sprays. This could, for some people, be a little bit like too heavy to wear during the day in the summer, so I feel like it's actually like a perfect evening summer fragrance. But I've worn this during the day and not had any issues with it feeling like too warm or too sweet. I actually think it's like perfect for the summer for me, hence why it's in this video. So yeah. Next fragrance I'm going to be sharing with you guys is this one right here. If you can tell by the bottle, if you're familiar with this fragrance, this is Burberry Heart. This is just the original Burberry Heart that doesn't have like, any of the fancy names after it, I believe. I think they came out with a few flankers of this one, and so there's like quite a few different ones out there, but this is just the original one. This is the one that a lot of people liken to Baccarat Rouge 540, and honestly, I get it. I do have to say though, like, having both perfumes in my collection, I think I may even have mentioned this before in like just my regular perfume collection video. Even though they are similar, I don't think they're like exact dupes, just because Baccarat Rouge settles differently on the skin, and I feel like this one is a little bit more fresh and punchy in my opinion, and the other one just kind of like sits a little bit warmer on the skin. Wow, that smells so good. And the only reason I haven't made like a big dent in this bottle, honestly, is because it sometimes gives me a headache, so I have to spray it like very, very lightly. And so because of that, I find myself not reaching for it a lot, even though I really do like the fragrance on this one. I think it's a very lovely summer perfume. It's very light, very floral, and I think even like a little bit powdery. Honestly, it just smells really, really good. I see why people call this like a pretty girl scent, because you smell this and you're like, oh yeah. Any time that I've actually ever smelled it on somebody, like they're usually like really pretty. So I don't know. I'm just saying. So next fragrance I'm going to share with you guys, and the only reason I have this one here, even though it's like the full-size bottle is more expensive than the next perfume, just because I got the 1.7 ounce and it's not more expensive than the next perfume, which you see which one that is and then you get why. But this is Rose of No Man's Land by Burrito. This is a big rose fragrance, and the reason I say that is just because the rose is very prominent in this. Like you smell it like right off the bat without even spraying, just when you open the bottle. This is a very strong fragrance, and I feel like it lasts the longest out of all the Burrito fragrances that I've ever tried and worn. This one lasts all day, all evening. In the summer, I wear this like by itself, and then sometimes what I do, like if I want to wear it in the fall, then I would just spray on some vanilla on top just to make it a little bit warmer. And then I also like to do that in the evenings because I don't know, like I think perfumes honestly can be worn whenever you want to wear them, but just in the evenings, I like when my perfumes are like a little bit warmer and sweeter. So then I use vanilla to like warm this up. But other than that, it's like a really great summer fragrance. To me, this just smells like somebody that walked out of the shower and they have on like a little bit of perfume. Even though this is like a very strong perfume, honestly, no more than 2 sprays and you're good. I think it actually may be my favorite fragrance by Burrito. I feel like there's a tie between this one and Mojave Ghost. So I don't know, that's how much I like it. I really think it's a good scent. And honestly, with a lot of these perfumes, any perfume where you're spending over $100, please go to the store and try to smell it. And if it's not one that's offered in store, try to get like a sample online, just because I don't think perfume is something that you should blind buy just because somebody else said that it was really good. One, it costs a lot of money, and I think perfume is something that's like very personal. Depends on like how it wears on your skin and like your body chemistry. And I would hate for people to spend like a lot of money and then they end up hating it, because there's been a couple of perfumes that I watch a video and I'm just like, oh my goodness, she makes me want to buy that right now, and I go in store and I absolutely hated them, and I'm just like, I'm so glad I don't waste my time and buy that online. So smell your fragrances in store, you guys, before you buy them. Alright, next perfume I'm going to share with you guys. This one, honestly, like whenever I was picking out fragrances for this video, I kind of questioned to myself if this one was like a summer fragrance. Some people may argue that it's not. I mean, I'm one of those people that think you should wear your fragrances whenever you want to wear your fragrances. You bought them, you wear them whenever or however you like. But I actually think this is like a great summer fragrance, especially for like evenings. Like this is a perfect date night fragrance in the summer, and this is MFK's Gentle Fluide Gold. A lot of people have spoken about this perfume in their videos. I love this perfume. I always have ever since I added it to my collection. I've made quite a dent in it, maybe like half. And the only reason that's not more is just because I haven't been wearing it a lot recently, because I've just been like trying to cycle out with like other new perfumes and like, you know, giving other perfumes a chance. But I really love this fragrance, and honestly, every time that I wear it, I get compliments, and my partner loves it. Everybody loves this fragrance. You would definitely not go wrong with this. Again, go smell it. Just because I said everybody would love it doesn't mean like, you know, everybody would actually love it. But I love this fragrance, especially in the evenings. I think it's a great date night scent. It's very sexy, and on me it doesn't pull very sweet, and I've heard other people describe it as like very sweet. So again, perfume also just depends on like body chemistry. It actually smells like a semi-sweet floral fragrance with like a touch of vanilla is what I get whenever I wear it. So that's why I think it's like great for the summer. Next is another Burrito fragrance. This specific bottle is new, but this fragrance is not new in my collection. This will be the second time I'm purchasing this, and this time we got a big bottle just because we both really like it. And this is Burrito's Balda Freak, and I don't know, I feel like being African, I was like, the first time I heard about it and like, you know, what inspired this fragrance, I was like, okay, I'm with it, you know, he's supporting the motherland. But into the fragrance, this fragrance is obviously very unisex, and the first time I actually smelled this fragrance was on a man at the mall, and I asked him what he was wearing, and he told me this exact fragrance. At the time, I had just maybe seen like a couple of videos about it. It was in the back of my mind, but that exact day I walked over to Neiman Marcus and I smelled it, fell in love with it, and I remember I bought the small bottle just because I really liked it. And also, I also think it wears like really beautifully on me. I think this is like a really well done unisex fragrance because I've smelled it on women and I've smelled it on men, and I love it just the same. And I just think it's brilliant whenever a perfume house does unisex fragrances so well. And this is one of them. It's very fresh, very light for the summer. It smells almost soapy, but not like in a bad way. In the way that you want to smell in the summer, especially because it gets very hot. This will not make you smell sweaty at all. And even when you do start to get sweaty, like, it somehow still maintains like its integrity. I'm so glad it's back in my collection. Right. And then last but not least, because this one has actually become my favorite perfume at the moment, and I think it may become my signature scent, not only for the summer, just like in general. For the longest time, my signature scent was Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. That was my signature scent, honestly, from like 2018 whenever I started wearing it. It just worked for me because it wasn't like loud or offensive. A lot of people seem to like it. I loved it, so it just worked at the time. But I feel like my perfume palette has changed so much. Even though that is still one of my favorite fragrances, I just feel like my signature perfume has changed just because that one catered to a more, I don't know, younger Allison. And this right here is Delena Exclusive. I love this fragrance, you guys. And funny story, whenever I first smelled this, I had actually smelled it with the regular Delena. I'm not gonna say I hated the Exclusive, but I was not a fan of it because it smelled too powdery, and I honestly did not even give it a chance because I put it in one of those little papers, took a whiff of it, and I was like, I don't like this. And then I just fell in love with like the regular Delena. I still have a bottle of that somewhere. Honestly, it's actually kind of been missing in like one of my bags, but I still really like that one. I think the Exclusive is better. This one is more rosy, and I think the powder note in this one kind of makes it softer, and I feel like that's more me as a person now. And I just really like the powdery note with like the rhubarb. It just smells so good. It's a little bit on the pricier side for fragrance, but you only need like 2 sprays of this and it'll last you a long way. Like my other Delena bottle, I used the crap out of it, and I think I still have like maybe half of the bottle left. So I honestly think it's like worth the buy just because of how much you do get out of the bottle. I did wish it lasted a little bit longer because I think I noticed like maybe after 4 or 6 hours you don't smell it as much. But if that's all you need out of a fragrance, like if you're just going out for the night or maybe for like a few hours, you'd be good and you'd be able to smell it for like that time. But you may need to reapply if you're really like in a place where, I don't know, you want it to smell the fragrance like longer than that. I'm happy so far, honestly. I just really love this, and I'm so glad that I gave it a second chance because I smelled it from my sister. This is one of her favorite fragrances. I went back to the store and then I smelled both of them, and I was like, oh yeah, you're coming home with me. So here we are. And that was actually the last bottle that I wanted to show you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was very short and sweet, but if you made it through to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Like and comment on this video any questions or suggestions that you may have for me. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.